Wonderful. Good evening and welcome. I'm the Reverend Manish Mishra-Marzetti. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I am coming to you from the traditional lands of the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi peoples in what is presently known as Ann Arbor, Michigan. I serve here as senior minister of our Unitarian Universalist community, and I also serve as lead chaplain for our broader DRUUMM community. What a joy it is to be together this evening with each of you. If you could see my view, I'm in gallery view. I have each of you up on my screen, beloveds from all over this country and the world. What a joy it is to be together today. Welcome to this evening as we join in celebrating, honoring, and commissioning our newest DRUUMM Steering Committee, the generation of leaders who will be helping guide and steer our community for the year ahead. As we prepare to gather, honor, celebrate, and commission, I invite another member of our DRUUMM chaplain team, my dear colleague, our sibling, Reverend Sanjay Hawk, will be leading us in a call to worship and centering.
Oh, beloveds, it's been a week. It's been a day. And I invite you now to take a deep breath as we let go of all that has happened today, so that we can gather in this sacred space. As Audre Lorde reminds us in her poem, A Litany for Survival, we do live on the shoreline and stand upon the constant edges of oppression, of decision, of conformity, and feel alone. But we aren't. We have each other. And so I invite you now to celebrate our connectivity. I served as both the secretary and the vice president of diverse revolutionary Unitarian Universalist multicultural ministries that we know and love as DRUUMM. And now I am leaving you as a steering committee member, knowing that the new generation of these beautiful, beautiful beings coming into serving us now will rock the world. Let us worship together to celebrate this amazing moment in time. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath, knowing with each exhale, we are prepared. It's been a day, it's been a year, but now we are here. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Michael Hornsby.
My name is Reverend Kristen Green.
My name is Marion Key.
My name is Michelle Venegas Matula.
I'm Nina Litton.
I am Sherman Logan.
I'm the Reverend Walter LaFleur.
My name is Yasko Chanuki Endo.
My name is Angeline C. Jackson.
Hello, it's Carlton E. Smith.
I'm Reverend Claudia Jimenez.
My name is Clint Tawes.
My name is Camille Hatton.
I'm Reverend Dr. John Gilmore, also known as Prakash.
Hello, my name is Maya Wade Harper.
I'm Sherry Weston B. Hill.
Adele Smith Penniman.
My name is Justin Almeida.
I'm Reverend Duncan Teague.
My name is Ade Amakraba.
DRUUMM sustains me by keeping me connected.
By creating community.
By providing a place of healing and comfort and compassion.
By providing fellowship.
By providing a spiritual community where I can bring all of myself.
By holding safe space.
DRUUMM sustains me with hope. I light this flame, a symbol of our faith.
We light this chalice.
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 Chalices are lit, perhaps physically, wherever we may be, in our homes, living rooms, offices, wherever we may be, as well as in our heart, that spark of love, wisdom, compassion, the longing of our hearts always alive whenever we are together in community, as we are for a short time together tonight. We gather this evening with a specific intention, that of commissioning DRUUMM's new steering committee, some of whose leaders are continuing from the previous year, others who are moving into new roles of leadership on behalf of all of us. These are roles of leadership that have been held and honored by others, some here in this circle tonight, others who are no longer still with us. They're now ancestors among us, and yet other beloveds who may not simply be here with us tonight. We recognize that connection, that broader connection when we lead. It is always in service to relationship with, accountability to that broader community and the vision of our beloved DRUUMM community. It's in that we recognize that some will be moving into the role of president or vice president tonight, are holding roles that have been held by folks like myself, a former DRUUMM president, roles held by Leslie Takahashi, Danielle DeBona, folks who might be moving into helping organize DRUUMM's programming at General Assembly. Guess who held that position at once upon a time? Our beloved and heart and memory, Alandria Williams, Hope Johnson, having helped organize DRUUMM's pastoral care work when it was nascent, when it was just a dream, recognizing that we needed a chaplain corps for ourselves, our needs being so great as we try to thrive, survive, be our very best selves in the midst of white community and culture that has been oppressive to us. So it's in the midst of all of that, recognizing who we are, our connection to all that has preceded, and our knowing that the work is being moved into by folks who we love and trust, that we come together tonight to offer some words of blessing and commissioning for those beloveds. Know that all of us within the broader DRUUMM community, some who are here tonight that I see with such joy in my heart, folks who we can consider elders amongst us, those who've been in this, and what I mean by that is not chronological age, I mean those who have been in this work and in this struggle for a long time. Some are here with us. We love you. Thank you for being here. You are beloved to us, and we need you. And others who aren't here with us tonight, we know that they are sending their love, their care, their hope and inspiration to each of you as well. With these words of kind of centering, recognizing our intention and our purpose for this evening, connection to past and to future, and how we all thrive when we are together, honoring all of that, I want to invite my dear sibling, Joseph Saint-Lyons, will be moving us through the commissioning, and I guess by introducing first who our steering committee members are. Joseph, would you help us with that?
Absolutely. And I do see that some of our elders have joined us. And so I am curious if we would like to kind of hold a little bit of space to invite Dr. Janice and maybe others who have served in leadership with the steering committee, and I may call your names, just to say a few words of reflection, offering to this community, to our incoming steering committee for the year, some who are returning and some who are new, as they kind of root and grow in this leadership role. So Janice, I'm curious if you're with us and able to come off mute for a minute and say hello.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored that I could be here this evening just to offer my blessing to each of you for the love, the faith, the courage, and the tenacity that you bring to these roles. We know that it's not an easy path, but we know that it's a cherished path. I want to thank each of you for being in the work of leadership, for being in the love of leadership, and for holding our community, our beloved DRUUMM community, with deep care deep loyalty, deep faith. The future is bright. I know from where we have come, I know where we are, and hope to be around for a good while to see where we will go. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your love. Blessings.
Hello, beloved community. I will say that what I find in this space is nothing short of family, you know, with all of the struggle and challenge and differing opinions that you find in, or you might find in your given family. I have found here in this space, chosen family, chosen to serve together. So this organization is special in that way, in that we choose to both struggle together and work on something that seems impossible and intangible, unexplainable, but we also choose to just be ourselves in this space. So I want to both thank you and offer blessings to you for that. My hope is that we can all bring who we truly are in this space and challenge each other to live more fully into that, challenge each other to live more fully into our individual and communal purpose here. I know that my time with y'all has been truly life-changing. So I would never wish a pandemic of presidential problems on another incarnation of the steering committee, but I do wish equal transformation. And I love you.
So we're going to transition. Big thanks to Manish and for Sanjay for centering us, and for Dr. Janice and Ayana to share some of these opening words. My name is the Reverend Joseph Santos Lyons, and I have the privilege of serving as community minister with DRUUMM. And we're going to invite the members of the DRUUMM Steering Committee to share a bit about who they are and a little bit about their call to this leadership role. And we've asked them just to share a couple minutes each, and to say a few reflection words about maybe what brought them, or what hope they may have, or what inspiration they're drawing in terms of their service this year on the DRUUMM Steering Committee. And unfortunately, two of our members aren't able to make it tonight, our President Esperanza and our communications coordinator, KARIN Lynn, but we will hopefully have a message from them later. With that, I'd like to go ahead and invite Tomi Fatunde, our Vice President, to start us off, and then we'll go to the Reverend Carol Thomas Sissel. So let's bring up Tomi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Tomi Fatunde, and I was acting first Vice President this past year. And I am so thankful that you've given me the opportunity to continue in that role as first Vice President this year. I said yes because of what DRUUMM has given me, because it has been a space that has welcomed me, and because of the love that I've found there, because of the energy and the chance to dream together, and because of the stories that we've shared. I think one of the most powerful connectors is the stories both of how people came together, the stories that they bring from their homes, the stories of both challenges and joys. And it's those stories that I think we use to build the home that we share. So I have really valued this time that we've had to tend this home together, this opportunity to serve in that way. And I'm very hopeful for our year ahead and the many years to come. So besides sort of some of the specific programming and lots of exciting things in the works that we're developing, I think one of the hopes that I have for DRUUMM is that everyone who needs it finds it. I hope that when we are together, joy sustains us, and that we can hold each other and we can always find the joy in each other, no matter what else is going on. And I hope that DRUUMM continues to be an organization that helps expand the imagination of what the sacred can be in all the spaces that we show up. We're doing that now, and I look so much forward to doing more of that. We've had some wonderful growth over the past few years, and to see that sustained is just, I mean, it's the biggest motivator. And out of abundance comes more abundance and more abundance. And we have abundance in each other. And I would say that that's sort of what gives me, that's sort of the core of why I'm doing this, is to be a part of that and to help, push that forward with the structure. I am more nervous than I thought I would be, even though I know a lot of you. I know. It's wonderful. It's where we are. But thank you again for trusting us with sort of the stewardship of the organization. And I hope to continue discovering more together, to meet more of you, to work with more of you, and to make those dreams that we are dreaming reality. DRUUMM now is the dreams of our elders and our ancestors, and we continue to realize that each day. So I am thrilled to say yes again and again and again, and I thank you so much.
So why did I say yes? Gosh. I'm the Reverend Carol Thomas Sissel in Arlington at the UU Church where I serve. They call me Rev CTC because that's a lot of names. It's a lot of names because my father always wanted me to use Thomas. So when I got married and became a Sissel, I just slid it over and made sure I continued to use it. It honors him. The reason I said yes to this comes out of an experience I had earlier this year, but a longer feeling of when doors open in this faith, you need to walk through them fearlessly. And when someone asks you to serve, if you can, you need to say yes. So this is me fearlessly walking through a new door and saying yes. The experience I had that really tapped me into DRUUMM was when my dad died earlier this year. There was wonderful outpourings from people in this room right now. There was the usual sort of support from people in my congregation. But what stayed with me was the way the DRUUMM chaplains kept checking on me. So it didn't stop. I got flowers, and then I heard from Manish, and then I heard from other people. And sometimes when you lose someone you love, there's a lot of activity for about 2 weeks, and then everybody disappears and you're left holding grief. What happened with DRUUMM was nothing like that. I just kept getting calls and emails and Facebook messages from people who are in this room tonight and people who couldn't be with us tonight. That opened my heart in a way that hadn't been open to DRUUMM before. And when someone asked, later on in the spring, when Joseph came to me and he was like, so what do you think? It was impossible for me to say no to joining this group, to being the second VP, and to figuring out ways to keep this legacy we're holding alive. So that's why I'm here. As I go into this 11th year of UU ministry, which everybody knows is hard, which is taxing because of white supremacy, because of people who don't understand what it's like to be a only person of color in a room, because of money, because of all the reasons. As I move into this 11th year, I find myself more than willing to seek out spaces with people of color and to lean into the love and the support and just the laughter and the generosity that is in those spaces. So that's who I am. That's why I'm here. I'm really honored to be able to serve. And I think it's going to also teach me some things. And I hope I bring some enthusiasm and this wanting to engage and serve spirit to these folks I get to work with now, because they're awesome. They're just amazing. I know that already. And I want to serve. So that's it.
Hi, everyone, beloved members of DRUUMM and wonderful friends and supporters that are here tonight. You know, whenever I was asked to reflect on this question, why did I say yes to the call to be here and serve DRUUMM Steering Committee? I had to look really, well, I didn't have to look very far, but what it did come up were just a lot of emotions because, you know, I said yes because of all that DRUUMM has given to me over the years. It's really been a beacon in the many storms. Times whenever I was made to question my worth as a person of color, just being out in the world, or even times within our UU faith. DRUUMM has just been a refuge. The community has been a healing salve and just continuously affirmed and reminded me of the value that I had and our interconnectedness and interdependence. So in saying yes, it's not just fulfilling a role, it's really grounded me in my faith. My home congregation is Wildflower Church here in Central Texas, and where I have been challenged and held in love and been able to volunteer there, as well as being a staff member as a congregational and justice organizer for Texas UU Justice Ministry. And being able to stay in my faith and now serve our state action network, I have DRUUMM to thank for that, for allowing me to bring my full self and to become more courageous, more compassionate in leadership and in serving. And I'm just so deeply and eternally grateful for this community. And I just want to give that back and serve others so that they too can feel this transformative power that our community holds. For those that have traveled this path before me, and those that are serving alongside me now, and those that I know will heed the call in days to come, just, you know, I am so grateful to you, and I honor you, and I see all the hard work that has gone into holding the circle together. Our collective efforts, you know, just continue to fan those flames of transformative nurturing fire that DRUUMM is. And as that fire's been passed from leader to leader, even whenever we know, as some have alluded to, where it was just like a few figurative embers people were trying to hold together, I know that our DRUUMM ancestors and elders continue to tend to it and just were so determined not to let it go out, so that we now have the thriving community that we do, that is just beautiful and vibrant and radiance, and everything that it's become and everything that it's still becoming. You know, and I'm also looking forward to our future and aspirations for our community, for DRUUMM to continue to flourish and to continue to be that multiracial, multicultural, intergenerational beacon of hope and nurturance and transformation. And, you know, undoubtedly, I know that DRUUMM serves as a sanctuary for our BIPOC UUs and friends. But I really envision a future where DRUUMM's essence and diversity continues to radiate outward in our faith, and that it's felt and affirmed in every corner of our UU faith, so that anybody walking in through our, you know, UU spaces, no matter what that world is saying to us about, you know, how acceptable we are or how worthy we are, that they can come and bring their full selves in all our UU spaces and felt that love and energy and holding that DRUUMM has brought to me. So, you know, it's really a testament to the power of our community and coming together and lifting each other up and calling each other in and making amends whenever, you know, those days where we just, you know, don't quite reach living up to our values, because we're human and it just happens. But like Christina said in the chat, you know, we're still held in love. And just know that each new day being part of DRUUMM, we have a chance to rewrite our legacy and further that path of those who came before us, as we continue to lay that foundation for those who will come after. So I am so honored and thankful and humbled for this opportunity to continue serving as your secretary. I served last year, so I'm going into my second year. So appreciate you allowing me to serve you in this capacity again. And I just look forward to keeping the collective flame of our DRUUMM fires burning brightly and continuing to illuminate that path for generations to come. So Hahom, Ashe, Amen, and may it be so.
Hi everyone, my name's Kate Goka. I'm the treasurer. It's my second year. I'm here in Muwekma land in San Francisco Bay Area. I came to Unitarian Universalism because I'm mixed race. My mom's white. She grew up in a UU church in Bethesda and was part of a very small fellowship in Sunnyvale. And that's where I grew up. That's where I spent Sundays. And when I hear people who've come as an older person, and then some of the things that are not easy about being a person of color in Unitarian Universalism, I just had to hand it to you, because I'm like, well, I was born into this, so I'm here. You're stuck with me. And for folks who are coming in, yeah, it's not easy. And so that's why we need DRUUMM. That's why we need each other. That's why we need to make DRUUMM a place where we can see each other's dignity, honor that, and live into Unitarian Universalism on our own terms. Like, where's UU as any old church? Come on. And I have taken breaks. I was not a UU my whole life. I took a long break, and I came back as a religious educator, and I found this like lost joy and this idea of like, you know, seeing the worth of each other. I was like, oh my gosh, I had lost that. And so continuing on with DRUUMM has been really important. And moving into the future, yes, there's so much we can do. And yes, this is a precious, tender, delicate sense of aliveness that we have. And it's not a given. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but you know, it's not a given. We have to nurture it. We have to give it our hearts. We have to come together, and as Michelle said, sometimes we have to make amends, find a way to live together. It's not automatic. But I feel like we got this. We can do it. And I'm happy to serve and make sure we have that, the finances to keep DRUUMM going and growing.
Hey everyone, my name is NICO. My pronouns are they, them. I'm just starting out as your outreach coordinator. And I'm someone who pays attention to where my heart is telling me to go. And so when I was first asked whether I'd consider serving on the steering committee, my heart immediately said yes. But I really had to sit with the decision for a while because there were so many other things vying for my attention, and the practical questions kept trying to get in the way. But this kept pulling at me. I started noticing that when people asked me what was new, my excitement about the invitation to serve was the first thing that I wanted to share. When I was thinking about the kind of ministry I hope to do one day, all I could think about was how closely aligned that dream is with what DRUUMM is already doing. And eventually I realized that the lesson that I have been trying to learn my whole life is that I should always pay attention to what my heart knows is right. It's always in my best interest to do so. And so I set some of those things down to make room for this work, because I believe that the relationship building and the ways of caring for and challenging other UUs that we model through DRUUMM is really powerful. This space where we can come and be messy and broken from all the mess and the hurt out in the world is necessary. We need this. The way that we embody UU theology deserves the space and the support that DRUUMM can offer. And whether it knows it or not, Unitarian Universalism needs our perspectives and our experiences, our stories about the divine and our spirituality. And I just believe that the way to bring about the beloved community is to live as if it's possible in our lifetimes, whether or not that turns out to be true. And for me, DRUUMM is a life-giving, and it's part of that vision of the beloved community. And so I'm really honored, really excited to serve as outreach coordinator on the steering committee, and I look forward to meeting many of you over the next few years.
Hello, everyone. My name is VERDIS Robinson. I go by he, him, or they pronouns. I am your General Assembly coordinator. I'm fighting with a cat in my lap, so please excuse me. His name is Prince Ali, Prince of Vermont, soon to be Prince of Rochester, New York, where I will be serving as a Minister for Growth. And that new ministry really speaks to why I said yes to DRUUMM. I believe in the growth that we have, and not just in numbers, but in inclusion, in Black and brown faces, and I mean, and in growth in mindsets, and really changing so that we can be that beloved community that we're striving for, that we always talk about but not get there. So part of that. So I'm going to answer really the legacy inspiration question that I'm drawing upon, because the legacy and inspiration, I have a lot of predecessors who have been General Assembly coordinators, invented, created the drum village at General Assembly, and whose shoulders I stand on, or am on, I should say. But the one person that introduced me to DRUUMM itself was Matthew Taylor, who was a previous steering committee member, GA coordinator, and vice president until the time that they died, and gave me my first not just introduction, but spotlight. I was during the first virtual GA, and I was called upon the week before to be like, can you speak? And I was like, sure. But the fact that I was speaking to people who already knew my language was different. It was freeing. And for the past 3 years, I have been free and bringing myself, my ancestry, and Matthew Taylor with me wherever I go and where my ministry is. And so that's the legacy, part of the legacy that I'm drawing upon to create and help with collaboration. A lot of collaboration goes into creating the drum village at General Assembly. And as we move forward and experiment with all by choice virtual General Assembly is what it's being called. We're going to still come together. We're going to still be that home. We're going to still be that place where everyone knows your heart, your soul, your ancestors, and be able to bring all of that with us and move forward as we continue this journey in this wonderful denomination, the denomination that saved my life. And maybe you'll hear about it one day, exactly how. But on that note, I thank you for welcoming me into this space and trusting me with such a huge, huge task as GA coordinator. And I hope that I'm not letting you down.
Good evening, friends. I'm the Reverend Michael Crumpler, the LGBTQ and Multicultural Programs Director at the Unitarian Universalist Association, the UUA. I live in Brooklyn, also known as the land of Lenape, and I am Black with a bald head, a mustache, not wearing my glasses right now, a blue linen shirt, and behind me is a room divider with stoves draped across, a yellow chair, a pride flag, a chalice, a plant, all the things. And it's a privilege to be with you this evening. I am also the drum liaison, or the UUA liaison, I guess, in this space. I've been in this role since 2018. So I've served year after year as the liaison, as it is closely connected to my role. I am proud to be supervised by a former drum president, Dr. Janice Marie Johnson, who at the time of once I began my employment was supervised by Sequina Boston, who I think is here still. And so I remember coming into this role in 2017, and drum was one of the first things that Janice introduced me to. And shortly after that, I attended a retreat in at the time was in Central Jersey back in, I think, 2018. And I fell in love with this community and with what you all are doing. I have the privilege of only experiencing Unitarian Universalism as multicultural, in that I worked for Multicultural Growth and Witness prior to being in the Ministries and Faith Development staff group where I'm at now, and being supervised by Janice, who was supervised by Sequina. This is a multicultural faith for me. I know this community more than I know anyone, and that is, you all are my entry point to Unitarian Universalism. And so it's such a joy. In my liaison role, I support DRUUMM by helping them understand the systems of the institution, the UUA, and I am the person that folks generally come to when they are engaging DRUUMM, and that is such a joyous space. I'm also very, very excited to have Ayana, another former drum president, who I now supervise, who is now our Mosaic project manager. So I am deeply connected to this community, committed to your growth and to the joy that this community brings Unitarian Universalism, and is a testament to what Unitarian Universalism can be in the world for communities of color. And it is a joy to be with you all tonight.
Thank you, Michael, for your clarity and your internal deep support. We love you. We're really pleased to have our president, Esperanza Garza, be able to join us, and want to invite Esperanza to come forward.
Hello, good evening, and I'm so happy that I have the opportunity to be with you guys tonight. There's been so many things happening, circle of life, and And I'm just glad that I was able to find my way with you, my dear friends, and tell you a little bit about where I have joined you, how I have joined you, and how I hope to be with you for the next year or so. I said yes to DRUUMM last year because there was a death on our committee of our community, and Joseph and Ayana approached me and said, this is the time that we need you. And I was afraid. I thought, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I may not have been, but you guys were ready for me. And you found a way to connect me to this larger, beautiful community that has so transformed my life in so many ways. And I feel very blessed that I took that leap with you guys. And said yes to DRUUMM Steering Committee, yes to being the, at that time, the president-elect, and then the president, and now I'm starting my second term as president. And it has been a wonderful journey to work with the steering committee as it stands right now. Is wonderful. It was great last year, and it's just getting better. The experience that we have at this table is fantastic. And my hope for the future is that we continue to develop leadership that allows people to reach their fullest potential as we walk together towards, you know, the next phase, whatever it is. There's times where we think we know, but we don't really know what's going to happen. All we can do as a committee, as a community, is to prepare ourselves and to prepare each other for what we will face, that is really always the unknown. And I'm so glad to face this unknown with you guys, with y'all. And I say y'all because, of course, I'm another of the Texas contingent, if you didn't know, from San Antonio, Tejaslan, the home of the Cohuitecan people. My legacy and inspiration includes the Indigenous folks of my area, of which I am a descendant, and the people that we haven't met yet. I always feel that it's important to think about setting the table. We set the table with the hopes that we will all make it there. We prepare the food, we take the moment to decide what would be best to make people feel at home, to invite people to share. And when we set that table, sometimes we don't know who will show up. And I'm so glad that tonight we were all able to show up together. So that's how I got here, what I hope for the future, and what continues to inspire me. And I really am just so thankful again for everybody who is here tonight, but especially for the people who have joined the steering committee and who are walking on this journey with me, because us as a group, we're just so much more than we are as individuals. Thank you.
And we're going to bring up the full steering committee. And we love you, Esperanza. We love you. Just wanted to take a moment to let the gathered here behold the full steering committee. And so I've asked Jolanda to help bring up everyone together as a group. And also, Jolanda, please, if you would just pin yourself as well. We wanted to also just shout out to our administrative consultant, Jolanda Walter, who is working with us week in and week out to support the operations of our community organization. So as we bring everyone up, let us just behold and appreciate and send our love and energy to Esperanza and Tomi, Kate, Michelle, VERDIS. Is Carol still here? Rev CTC? Yeah, NICO. And also a shout out to KARIN Lynn, who is our communications coordinator based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And we will get a chance to hear her message in some other way in the future. So big wave and much love. And with that, we're going to transition to our closing. We're really honored to have a prayer from the Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, our new UUA president.
Peace and love to you, beloved drum family, on this auspicious day. Would you join with me in the spirit of meditation and prayer? Let us lift our gratitude and thanks for our leaders, for those who are called from community and who bless us with their gifts, with their time, with their best intentions. May we in turn surround them with our love, with our trust, with having their backs in difficult times. There is a strength that is only born of the collective, a love and a peace that grows in beloved community. There are possibilities that are rooted in this fertile soil like no other, and they bloom when together we lean in to all that might be possible in the days to come. May DRUUMM's future be bright. May its leaders continue, as they always have, to inspire leadership in others. And together, may we drive Unitarian Universalism closer to its values, to its mission, and to its greatest purpose in our world. I love you, beloveds. May this day be a day of blessing. Amen. Ashe. And blessed be.
Dear ones, as we close out our time together tonight, may we go forth holding in our hearts the vision that has been shared by all our leaders, the leaders of our community. May we hold that palpable love that we felt for one another, who we are together as community, for what we're able to accomplish together in community. We are the hope that we each need. We are the love that we each need. We are our DRUUMM family. Go forth in love and peace until we are together again. Good night.